Africa is at a fault. New one world government. We must do better. Decisions have not been made in our country, they have been made in foreign countries. The Nigerian people, let us have concerns about, let us have concerns about the president give us something. As if for the past 70 years, we've lost lives, the doctors, the people, if I were not here, there would be parties all over the city. I thank God that people have made up my heart that the people of this country be extremely necessary to the city to our people. And as they tell people, I will help it. Family enjoy, have the schools out, basketball, I think I defend you adequately, schools, economic sector, the economy. I am convinced, all of that year, you will continue to die. And people are excited because it's not just about and power. That you, because if I work, because if I work to be this country, before the issues and right of this country, I see disaster, I see trouble, I see murder, milk, I see rape, I see total destruction. So it is for the international community to act and to act now. To bring these people from Nigeria and bring them there.
It's another day, another time, another opportunity for you and I. God given us another wonderful hour to provide all we all benefit from the 24 hours. But the question is, who will- good morning and welcome to Companion the day session that leads in order for we are agents of positive change. We the change that we see. So this morning we are grateful that we counted among the living. It is now by might, by power, by the grace of God that we are counted among the living this morning. Others went to bed, and were able to do our business this morning. Others are in hospital. Others were taken crazy. Whatever the situation, we are grateful and we are grateful to fresh air of life. This is the positive show of course. We all know loyalty or allegiance to any political party. We believe in our pension and our citizens of Nigeria and protection of journalists. We apply the rules of engagement relating to our profession on every issue. They give the public opportunity to make the decision. We do not infuse tension, but we remedy the situation with factual information. Because information is as important as food, water, shelter, and medication. The timelier you consume it, the better it becomes for you. My name is Brutus Divine Cunning. I'm president Tuesdays and Thursdays. Found for my they are here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Today is gonna be wonderful. Talking something very important that has to do with you and I, regardless of your political beliefs or ideology, your religion, engagement. This has to do with you and I. Collective effort in fighting this mandate for you positive reason. So as usual, we take the flight set from the Rabat International Airport, following the flight set, quality reports, great key health tips, also tune in security alliance. The weather report, all captured in our presentation. So let's say good morning to all of our following us, whether by way of the internet, on our online radio, but still via our Facebook page, Love TV Live, or on the radio. 105.1. You say good morning. You figure out one of our followers. Also, format is following from the Economic Freedom Factor by terrain. So good morning to you. As of our team songs, all of our commercials, when we come back and get into business. To work out, be that agent of positive change. And for the battle fight tonight, our invictus on this radio.
Are you looking for fast, reliable internet for your home, small business, or office? Look no further. Get the MTN 4G router from any MTN service center today for just $49. Have 4 router and $89 have 6 router. And enjoy connectivity and convenience like never before. No stress, just connectivity and convenience. You can activate your router yourself at any time using MTN Memo or airtime. Just dial star 355 hash. Enjoy bundles starting as low as $9.
Rush now and get your 4G internet router. Call 5656 for more information. Enjoy affordable, fast, and reliable internet with Lusa Cell Internet. Business done better.
MTN mobile money now to it. What the Liberia? Liberia, you can send money from your phone straight to Africa, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Uganda Rwanda, Mali is singing. God, or how you will send your children school fees to Rwanda, or your market money to Guinea, or even other your goods from Ghana. Money is not across borders. So just star 156 star 1 select international passport. Follow the instructions.
Money instantly and conveniently across Africa right from the phone. Dial star 156 star 1 hash and select international transfer. Cross borders with Momo. Outbound limited. Powered by BNB and Local Cell MTN mobile money.
After a commercial commitment, we are back, and of course, we encourage you to do business with us. We are located on 10th Street in Synchro, right in the technology building, just where we are, or just for five. Okay, so let's begin with the weather report. Of course, this morning, today is the 22nd day of July. We have few more days to our 178th Independence celebration. Say to all Nigerians across the world, let us remain peaceful, let us unite ourselves. Let this 178th Independence celebration be a moment of reflection. Let us reflect on where we are, where we're from, and where we are headed. Because as a nation of people, I can say to us, we are way back, but amidst the challenges, we are seeing prospects and gains. So let us embrace development, let us embrace transformation in a positive direction because this is the only lane that we have as citizens of this beloved country of ours. May go north, south, east, and west. The songwriter will pull it. It's called home. You go Nigeria, you go Ghana, you go US, you go to Europe, and that's a well, the name Nigeria will not depart from you. Okay? So know this. There's always a place for the home. This is our home. So we need to embrace nationalism and patriotism. If we embrace nationalism and patriotism, what's going to happen? Transformation of the mind, transformation of our attitudes. Hmm? Like that's a very book I would say, changing minds, changing attitudes. It has to do with our mind first. Now we say to you, with the mind, look at the eyes. We appreciate the hearts. With that being said, let us go to the Central Bank of Nigeria, where we have our exchange rate. The buying rate is 199.7, while the selling rate is 202.1. So that's the exchange rate on the Liberian market. Gasoline is sold for 800 Nigerian dollars, while you have fuel oil sold for 850. The jerry can guys normal as they can because the fast sales they, sometimes sell for 780, 750, 760. Whatever it is on the pump is 800 Nigerian dollars. Fuel is 2.8. So say many thanks to Commerce Ministry, the IPRC, and the business doctors for upholding the price. Okay, yes, we appreciate that so highly. So let's move on to our next stop here. That has to do with the weather report. The weather report this morning, we have some 7 degrees Celsius. Precipitation is 40%. Humidity is 90%. The wind is blowing 10 meter per hour. So it's going to be light showers today. Beginning at 7 a.m. We experience where I live. While on the way coming, we experience light showers in the Painesville area. So We have showers out there. So brace yourself, prepare yourself for the day. We're going to have light showers beginning at 7 a.m. Quickly, let's go to the passages there at the Lambert International Airport. The flight at the Lambert International Airport is next on our radar. If you just join us, this is the positive show right here on our radio 5.1, and we are being live on the internet, on our online radio. We are still on our Facebook and of TV. So we bring you the flash schedules. First, we begin with the Roberts. There at the Roberts International Airport. We begin with the Ethiopian Airlines flight ET 942. Ethiopian Airlines flight ET 942 from Freetown, Sierra Leone. We arrived at the Roberts International Airport at 10:05 this morning. Next is Airpeace flight P47536 from Accra, Ghana. We arrived at the Rivals International Airport at 4:15 this afternoon. Aska Airlines flight P420 from Accra, Ghana. We arrived at the Rivals International Airport at 5:50 this evening. Lastly, for arrivals at the Rivals International Airport, we have the Brussels Airline flight SN245 from Freetown, Sierra Leone. We arrived at the Ramos International Airport at 7:50. That does it for the arrivals there at the Roberts International Airport. Next is departures from the Roberts International Airport. Ethiopian Airlines flight 80942 will depart from Rabat International Airport at 11:05 this morning at Addis Ababa. Airpeace flight P47537 depart the Rabat International Airport at 4:55 for Freetown, Sierra Leone this afternoon. And lastly, for departures from the Rabat International Airport, have Brussels Airlines flight SN245 will depart Roberts International Airport at 9:10 this evening for Brussels. That was it for the flight schedule. Yeah, the Roberts International Airport. We say many thanks to all of you who continue to follow us. And this segment really helped to invite you and give you all of the happenings there at the Roberts International Airport. There are lots of development um, gradually taking place there at the Rabbits International Airport. We thought for ourselves a structure being erected. At least it will ease the tension of those who, you know, go to for family members, yes. So there are great things in in the pipeline for the Rabbits International Airport. We won't disclose at the moment, but we have all of the privileges to get these basic information. So we want to send it up as a trial balloon that you understand there are great things coming for the Rabbits International Airport. We now go to our traffic movement. Human welfare and environment. It is interesting to note, and we always use this medium to call on the Liberian National Police in appreciation for your tireless efforts, especially during the protest and other major activities. We say thanks to Liberian National Police, and let us single this out for all of us. In Nigeria, we have reached a place where even things that has to do with our personal life, things that has to do with our safety. We politicize it. And I want to say to all of us, if we continue in this route, there will be good things that are on its way for you as an individual, but because of your political mindset, you miss out on those things. You will definitely miss out on these things. What am I trying to cover this morning? The issue that has to do with the movement, legal movement of the press. Sometimes I tend to wonder, some of us, even who find ourselves in the journalistic profession, and we refer to ourselves as journalists. But quite frankly, we are all politicians than applying the ethical standards of journalism. We politicize things. Just this few days on the Vanguard Northern Highways, while the president en route to go and dedication, there was a security protocol put in place. And we saw a lot of things on the social media, some journalists writing, journalists voicing and taking a political trend when it comes to the movement of, for heaven's sake, crying out loud. What you see as a common person, hmm, the security sees beyond that. So when measures are put in place, let us stop politicizing it and putting a spin on it all because we want to suit our political quest or we want to suit our political masters. It is unfair. We all know we have a narrow way, especially on the highway. Why will you have vehicle flying on routes and at the same time you have the convoy of the president? And when the convoy is coming, it's not just taking one lane, it's spread out for security reasons. You want people to be, most especially our drivers who plan our route, you're always riding with speed. Eventually, you bump into the convoy. It becomes a serious problem. Oh, the president okay, that's part they make it because they want to stay in power. These are things that we will end up saying around here. So when security put protocols into place, let us adhere to these security measures. They hear and see things that you and I don't see or hear. So please, we are appealing to you. And I want to say to the security sector, especially those who are applying, who are in the motorcade of the president or any for the vice president as well, or those major officers, but especially the president's and vice president convoy. Let us be known. Let us this knowledge transform to all of us. There is a protocol as it relates to the convoy. The first car that passes hmm, is a police follow car. That car goes ahead to inform us that there is a convoy coming towards this location. Put yourself in check as a driver. Put yourself in check as a pedestrian. So let us all avoid cohesion and all these kinds of unbearable issues. So now, understand that these things are put in place so that you do not fall prey to accident. Like in time past, we can remember during the presidency of former President Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, there was series of accidents that took place. Like around the PSW junction where the kids were killed. So when the convoy is coming and the first power car passes, it gives you clarity and understanding that there is a convoy coming. Avoid the crossing of road. Avoid crossing the road. Avoid getting on the road as a driver because all of these cars they move a coordinated speed. Anything short of the speed regulation, there is a serious disaster. So you should know this. And when the convoy is passing, like we said, the first car, the police pilot car, and it ends with another police pilot car. So when you see the convoy, the first car that passes is the police car. And when the convoy passes, the next car that concludes the convoy is another police car. So we should understand this. A lot of us we don't understand, and at the end of the day, we bump into to the convoy. The convoy begins with a police pilot car and ends with a police pilot car. So now understand. For those of you who also find yourself in the motorcade of the convoy, understand that you should not be behind the police pilot car that ends the convoy. Anything short of that, it is on you. If there's an accident, it is on you because the rules of a convoy, the police pilot car begins the convoy and ends the convoy. This is a knowledge that the security sector needs to proffer all the citizens, and for which we are privileged with the information. It is our duty and responsibility as journalists to inform you on these issues. So taking up the time, spending more time on it, it is worth it. The police pilot car begins the convoy, and the police car ends the convoy. So any other car behind a police car on their own, and if there's any casualty, that person will be held liable because the convoy ends with a pilot car and begins with a pilot car. So those of you officials who always hanging around and you riding in the convoy, when you see the police car in the convoy, do not get behind it and say, "Oh, you're in the convoy." No, you can be charged. Oh yes, you can be charged. It is against the rules of convoy. So if you know that you're in the convoy, make sure to get in the queue and do not allow the police pilot car to close the convoy. Then you're behind the police pilot car. It's an offense. You can be charged. And to those of you who are drivers, as soon as the convoy passes, immediately you jump behind it. It's wrong. It is wrong. These are information that the police need to be providing to you, the citizens, on these kinds of issues. Because mind you, your safety comes first, and the life of the presidency and all others in the convoy matters as well. Are so precious. The loss of life cannot be experienced in that form and manner because lack of knowledge, the people perish. Because the people do not have the knowledge, so they get involved with these kinds of issues that may cause chaos and may cause a very serious situation. So we are asking the police to please provide this education for our people, let them get to know how to work. Yes. Some of you ask, why is it always that you see ambulance in the convoy? Yes, these are all measures. These are all things. You will even see in a convoy. logistic vehicles. They are all part of the person. So with that being said, I love to say to all of us, our police officers, thanks so kindly for the job you continue to do, and I'm very impressed with your appearance. Though we still have some massacre individuals within the group who decide to just be it's just part of them, but they need to actually be cautioned if they can adhere to these kinds of rules of engagement. They need to be taking all of the force because this is the force represents or the face of the security sector. You cannot be looking reckless, expect us to just act decency pay. So if you gotta live on the uniform, blue uniform, not hard to find. And now we see black as well. Get yourself the one that gets you is wearing out. Get yourself two pieces so that you look decent. You look unique. You don't know who's watching. Please, our officers, we are appealing to you. And we want to say to the Liberal National Authority, continue to advocate for the officers' increment of their salary, especially to you, the Justice Minister. The security sector is not a joking area. That's one thing I give credit to our former president, Charles Gange Taylor, though you may say from your own understanding that he was a warlord, so you know, come on, let's start for that. Security are not people to play with. A lot of you, even BB people who got a BB people around here, you play with your security, you play with the people who cater to your food and who cater to your health. You understand? You're putting yourself in harm's way because when you continue to do these things, when these people are not satisfied, you are at risk. When these people, the police, the security, those who take care of your health, the person who cater to your food, if these people are not happy, bro, or my auntie, my sister, you are at risk. Take them as your own. Let that relationship be between you people because, mind you, anyone can use them to get at you. So if these people are well paid, if these people see themselves as a part of you, come what may, someone may bring millions of dollars. They won't take it because they know the relationship they have with you. But a lot of these people around here, you look down on drivers, you look down on the people who cater for your health, you look down on the people who cater for your food. You see them as nothing. After all, I'm paying you. Come on. Build a relationship. Yes. Build a relationship. They are not just ordinary. You can sit in a car and that person sacrifice themselves, last to both of you, and it become another story. So do not see your drivers as just ordinary kind of people. They, they should be precious to you because they hold your lifeline. They can decide to just put the car in front of another moving vehicle. Who cares? The man who takes care of your food, the person who takes care of is another person. You people, I know sometimes the money you have acquired over the period of time, it gets you so, you lost mind, your conscience. You feel so lord over the people. These are critical issues of your life. And you should hold them as your own. Care for them. If that man is not satisfied, he stays behind that steering, it becomes a problem for you. You are at risk. If that person who serves as a security for you is not satisfied, it becomes a problem for you. This is to say the man who takes care of your health. The first person, when you fall short, the first person before they can even fly you out of here is that doctor or that nurse. So make sure to keep these people around you with smile. Make sure they are happy always. So our vehicle traffic movement, for those of you coming from the Ramos International Airport headed towards Central Town, there are a lot of detours you can actually take, but preferably we want to say to our drivers, the quota is not dry, wet, so please drive at all times in a speed limit you can control when there is an eventuality. Yeah, you can actually control the steering and avoid crashing. But if you are riding on the speed that is far above your limit, trust me, there will be a serious casualty when there's an issue. Mhm. So please, drivers, drive in the speed limit that you can control. Make sure to check your car before getting on the traffic. Check your tires, the water, the oil. All these things are very essential to the movement of the car. All right. So when you come around um, the rehab area, past the Tingle Village, get around the rehab area, use the back of the former president rehab resident. They're going to take you deeper part of the rehab, passing behind President Boakar's resident, heading to Zubatown, Zubatown, taking off for Juba Road. Juba Road will lead you to um, the deeper part of Painesville. And also, if you are going towards the Parkopin end, when you get around the Corners gas station before reaching the Duke junction, turn right. That road leads to the Zizi community, and Zizi community takes you for the Parkopin end. That's very enough. I can lead you to other parts of the Painesville area, Walter Kakata area. That's enough for you. And those of you coming from the Kakata Monrovia Highway, you can also use the route to get to the Ramos International Airport Highway. That's very plain and short for us. Now, understand that in the Painesville area, we have the traffic lights installed on the highway. We want to say to you, the pedestrians, we want to say to you, the motorists, please adhere to these rules that govern the traffic. Do not cross the line. There are lines on the traffic, on the quota there. Do not cross the line. The line that is before reaching crosswalk. Do not cross that line. It is an indicator that you should stop at that point and wait. There will be a time where pedestrians will be asked to get on the other side of the road. So if you are right on the crosswalk, it makes it difficult for these people to cross on the other side. So please avoid the crosswalk. Drivers, we normally see, especially around the 20th Street area, we normally see you guys parking right around the. We normally see you guys parking right around right under the traffic light, and it becomes a very serious issue between you and the police officers that are there. It is wrong. You have a very wide space that you can drive past the traffic light and out of the crosswalk and get your passengers. So that is your area. We have the traffic lights working perfect. And for those of you who are drivers, if you're applying the route of the highway, you have zero lines on the road. Hmm? They take lines, the double lines. They indicate that you are not allow, use the opposite lane. One line, there is a possibility when you can see ahead of you, you can take the risk. It is that advisable. And then where you see the dotted line, hmm, that gives you access that you can use as much as see ahead of you, you can use and get on the opposite side or do an overtake also. Hmm. But when you see that thick line, the two lines, it is not dotted. Do not venture. Hmm. Do not venture. So all these lines they have meaning. So ahead of this, when you look while driving, look at the indicators. They will tell you drive 35 kilometers per hour, drive 10 kilometers per hour. Adhere to these rules because there are things ahead of you, and they will indicate it, reach ahead of you, speed bumper ahead of you. All these things, but drivers don't adhere to them. And at the end of the day, some of them, when they are driving, they're reaching in the curve, they want to overtake. You cannot see ahead of you. Why are you overtaking? So fast forward, we want to encourage all of us to adhere to these rules that governs the traffic. So when you get around the right to play field where the SKD, the SKD complex, there is a road on your far left. That community is the Peloton community, and the road is the Marco Road. That leads you to the Congo Town back road behind the health ministry. You can use that route to go as far as around the 540 area to the Southern Boulevard. Very easy. All right? But have at the back of your mind, right around the Spoon FM area there, the police have a checkpoint. So please, the speed limit, watch it. And that area is a residential area as well. Hmm? It's school zone as well. So fast forward, when you get around the Duper Road, and not Duper Road, but you get around the yeah, the junction area, you have the roundabout. Make sure to drive in that route, turn and get on single file. Do not violate by using the opposite lane. Yes, do not violate by using the opposite lane. Make sure to adhere to the rules that govern the traffic. So the traffic builds up from where we have, as soon as you pass the junction where the police checkpoint is, you start to experience um, just within the traffic. It builds up as far as Boulevard Junction. Boulevard Junction takes you to the 540 corridor. 540 builds up for the Nigerian House area, Catholic Junction, and as far as the Bamoma area. For those of you on the Somalia Drive and you want to have access, that's the Japan freeway, you want to have access to public boulevard, all you need to do is to drive through the 72nd. So it doesn't give you access to the Turpin Boulevard. It's very simple. Those are areas that you can use for get yourself ease of the section of the traffic in the corridor. Let's move fast forward. If you are in the Mount Berkeley area and wanting to have access to Bourgeois Island, like the Wempo and other areas, all you need to do drive through Mount Berkeley, where you have the morning hotel. That route takes you to the deeper part of Johnsonville. Johnsonville gives you access to Puebla. And Puebla gave you access to that's the Puebla gave you access to Johnsonville. Johnsonville gave you access to this place, the Bartlersville. Bartlersville gave you access to Quebec. Quebec gave you access to Deesville. Deesville gave you access to Harper. So eventually, in the Crucial Island area, those areas are, maneuver your way to get to go town or go further to the coming town roads, stuff like that. You can also use that route when you are from the Crucial Island side, wanting to have access to the Monrovia, Calcutta Highway, or the deeper part of Painesville. Those are thematic areas that you need to have at the back of your mind to use as always. Now, let's take our drive through. Those of you coming from the Bombing Highway understand that the road construction is a little bit slack. So there are some areas where they have the potholes and stuff like that. Please watch the speed limit. Let us adhere to the rules of the traffic and let us govern ourselves. Know that the traffic flow in both directions. When you get around the Bilima area, drive through Bilima, will give you access to the Jamaica Road community. Jamaica Road going to give you access to the Stoughton Creek. So driving like you're going upward to the Seneco end, look on your far left. There's a community there. That community is called the Doe Community. Drive to Doe Community. Going to give you access to Claretown. Claretown going to give you access to Bartown. Immediately, you are in central Monrovia. Please watch that area or that corridor is a residential corridor. It's densely populated. There are lots of things that go on there impeding the traffic. So monitor your speed limit. Know that there are several speed breakers along that route. So build yourself, prepare yourself for those kinds of things. So if you just come into the country, this is the part of the show. We try to lay out all of our the traffic uh, rules and the detours so that you don't sit in the traffic and expecting situations. Yeah. So we want to say to our officers, we want to say to the police, please, we will continue to say this and we will say this until the change comes. Let us follow the same pattern that we do when there was a serious accident of a container truck that took away lives on the Johnson Street end. And even down to the bridge there, there have been several accidents of a container trucks. Most of these container trucks, they are now roadworthy. So when you have these container trucks flying the route during the day hours, where more people, more vehicles, it's a risk by itself. It is a risk by itself. So we want to please apply the rules that were put in place before. Continue trucks should tie the route during the late evening hours where the number of citizens, the number of vehicles have reduced, then they can have access to the places that they want to go. We have lots of these vehicles that are not roadworthy, that carry the heavy containers. We are putting our citizens at risk. We do not want to have another situation where a container fell on people and lives were taken. We do not want to have that experience. So there are measures to mitigate this process. So let us apply these measures, these safety measures. With that being said, we go for our commercial commitment. When we come back, we get into our basic topic for today. We're looking at this whole thing of drugs and this whole politics that's playing when it comes to development in our country. So this is where we are, and we're going to lay emphasis on these things and give you an eye opener. So for those of you joining us, we say welcome. Jackson Jr. He joined us saying good morning. I'm following you from Iron Factory Black 13. Thank you so much, Jackson. Morning, Junior. Samuel DJ Legend Carr joins us. He said, good morning, Ambassador Rufus Connor. I'm following from my old boat and town resident edition number 10. Thank you so much. Ansu Coleman says, I'm following from the economic freedom fighter of Liberia. Thank you so much for following. We appreciate all of you who are following us via our online platform, Facebook. You can also share the show, call a friend to tell a friend to listen because this is where we provide more education than engaging into focusing on issues that will cause chaos or may cause confusion amongst the citizens. We bring out the issue, we discuss the pros and cons of it. All right? My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I'm pretty seated. While you are there, I'm in here. For those of you celebrating whatever the occasion is, if you celebrate your smile, if you don't celebrate it, it's better late than never. Intend to celebrate, we want to wish you well. Happy Independence. All of us. You. Okay?
What? MTN mobile money not way. What the first time in Liberia? First time in Liberia, you can send money from your phone straight to Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Uganda, Rwanda, Mali, and Senegal. No more stressing on how you will send your children school fees to Rwanda or your market money to Guinea or even order your goods from Ghana. Momo is run across borders. Star 156, star 1 hash, select international transfer and follow the instructions.
Send money easily and conveniently across Africa right from the phone. Dial star 156 star 1 hash and select international transfer to cross borders Promo. Outbound remittance powered by BNB and Lone Star Cell MTN mobile money.
Are you looking for fast, reliable internet for your home, small business, or office? Look no further. Get the MTN 4G router from any MTN service center today for just $49 at 4 router and $89 at 6 router. And enjoy connectivity and convenience like never before. No stress, just connectivity and convenience. You can activate your router yourself at any time using MTN Momo or airtime. Just dial star 355 hash and enjoy bundles starting as low as $9.
Rush now and get your 4G internet router 125656 for more information. More affordable, fast, and reliable internet with Lone Star MTN. Business done better.
The wait is over. The time to win is now. Win Liberia in collaboration with North Africa. Send the Big Show raffle draw nationwide for just $250 or $1.50 United States dollar. You can win a full package that contains 48-inch smart TV, 4 months of data package of your choice, and 4 months of Netflix account. Now, 255 star 45 hash. To win, dial 255 star 45. The more you play, the better your chances to win. The raffle draw runs from now to the 31st of July 2025. The first draw is August 1, 2025. Don't miss out. For more information about the raffle draw, call 231 886 or 231-778-249053. Working hours runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Friday. And on Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. It's the official raffle draw nationwide. You can play for just 250 Nigerian dollars or $1.50 United States dollar. Win big. After a commercial commitment, we are back and back to talk about the things that matters. So let's talk the talk as we walk the walk. We begin with the issue that has, Liberia, as we look forward to our 178th independence celebration. I want to say to us, regardless of your political affiliation, regardless of your religious beliefs, Liberia belongs to you and I, in as much as citizen of this nation, be it by birth or by naturalization. You are. The developmental agenda of this country lies in our hands. So if we build our mind on the political trends and say, oh, that one of government and that this one is for us and that one, we won't go nowhere. And this is one of the major reasons why Liberia is backward in terms of development because we politicize our developmental agendas. I mean, it pains me to see educated people who presume to be educated wrestling and dazzling with the issue of development, government development. I tend to wonder how are you guys or how did you acquire your knowledge over the years and at the end of the day allowing yourselves to be out there as I don't know what kind of adjective to use. And all of those years you acquire the knowledge, you just throw it under the bus, all because of political quest, all because of you have that allegiance to political heads or a political party. What sense does it make to you? You should be educating the people who are not going to school or who are not acquired the level of education now. Government, the key word here, government is continuated. Government is continuated. So if you initiated this particular project and your tenure ended, the next thing came in and the project still continued and the implementation of that project came to fruition in the regime of the leadership that is at hand. Is that something for us to be all around the place on the social media, uploading the social media? We bring ourselves to public ridicule. We profess to be educated people, but our limitation and understanding, it proves that we just acquire this knowledge for the title, but the implementation of the knowledge is lacking. The implementation of the knowledge is lacking. You know that, and you and I know. Government is continuing. Why would you be all around the place filibustering and saying, oh, they want our project, and the other people thinking they want, the other one thinking they want, come one made. Liberia must succeed. Liberia must develop. Regardless of what political party is at hand or the leadership, we must look in the direction of transformation. And let us stop politicizing every little thing. Every little thing. What are you from opposition or imposition? This is so petty. That's what I say to people. I don't really engage into Liberian politics going in depth with that because I see it as something that is you cannot learn from it. There's nothing about the Liberian politics that you can desire to learn and transform your life with. Nothing there. It, all it does, it limits you. It brings you to the place that you look like you have not acquired education in your entire life. That's how the politics in Liberia make people to look like. And you see educated people, people who we look up to say, oh yes, they are far educated. They trading on the petty path. Come on. Government is controlling everything. Why would you say that and be all around the place talking about our project, all them cleaning project? It makes no sense. When you know as an individual, a lender person, you know government is continuity. All you should pray for, all we should be prepared for here is that our country is moving from the state of yesterday to the level of development. Look around. There's other areas now in Liberia. Liberians have grabbed, more Liberians have grabbed the concept of development. People are building. You could find Liberians who are in the diaspora spending, lavishing money, but they have grabbed the concept that come what may, where I find myself is not my home. I need to go and build my home. So they are acquiring land, they're acquiring property back home and developing the country to put the country on par with other nations. But in Liberia, our mentality here, when it comes to this politics, is so petty and disgraceful because you cannot have that level of education and plunge yourself under the bus like most of you are doing around here, whether you're from opposition or you are from the imposition, whatever you call it. That's what I said, and just look at people. I said, why? Why? Why are we taking this route? Then what kind of encouragement are you giving the people who have not even ventured into the terrain of education? What encouragement? Because you and the men who have not gone to school or who do not have the basic knowledge of governance, you sit there and you're arguing for our project, all because of political alignment. It makes no sense. And this, our mind, that's why I always say, when the minds are developed, the eyes appreciate the works of the hand. So we need to develop our mind. That's why the Bible says we should, if what about getting, we should get wisdom. Some of you, you got all of the degrees, the masters, the PhD, the this, the that, but you lack wisdom, and wisdom comes from above. That's why you see yourself treading in off the path that you find yourself. Because you got all of the education, you are not putting the education into use. Because the level of understanding is as equivalent to the men who are not going to school. You fail to understand that government is continuating. So that's why you see, in terms of development, Liberia is far backward. Unlike what we are, some permanent citizens and some sons and daughters of the land are grabbing the concept from outside and coming to bring in development. But nationally, when it comes to governance, come on, a lot of you who even find yourself in government or who were in government, you lack the understanding of your do's and don'ts. You lack the understanding of the workings of government. Government is continuity. So why will you try on the path to the beat the stuff in the other and the other and the other we don't want to secure the other project, the other that you're just coming to the power or something that come on. You must have somebody who will lay the basics. Let us give you an analogy. For some of you who just sit at a parent center or some of the political areas and just sit and just talk like you don't have the understanding like you are, understanding that you, where you are, before you could come into being, hmm, there was a woman and a man who was brought forth by another woman and a man. And when they grew up through the trainings and all the kind of stuff, they prepare those people who brought you on the face of the earth that you refer to as parents. So they stages, hmm, from one to the other, and now to you, and you to the next generation. So if the previous generation was not inside, will you have had the one that you have now? No. So that tells you, in relation to government, my friend, in a simple Liberian way, not everyone that come in your life are meant to stay. Hmm? Yeah. Not everyone that come in your life are meant to stay. Some people are there to prepare the way. And there are other people who are just destined to be uprooted. part of the success. They were not part of the struggle period, but they are part of they are born in the success arena. Hmm? So that's what TD just said. There are people who walk away from you. Let them walk. Not that they are bad, but their part in the life story is over. Stop reawakening the there when it is there. Let it go and live with the memories that come. And I say to you, my friend, some of you who are in the opposition, some of you who were in opposition, so these are things that I mean, it's just like a vicious cycle because it happened during your era, and there was a lot of So now it is that turn. You follow suit. So how petty the politics in Liberia is. And they to all water, they were all there behind. They say the other project and the project. So that water to the own project. All the kind of petty things. Tell us there's no more kindergarten. I tell you for free. Even the kindergarten kids. The, the reason more than some of you who have acquired all of the big books and all of the degrees, hmm, that much is expected from the children, our kindergarten kids now, they think far beyond. Because most of you who have acquired the knowledge and all the kind of thing now, you are entrenched into blind politics. That's what politics have done to you. It belittle you. It brings you to a point where your thinking faculty is way below. If you study government, you know what government is. Continuity. It's not about cherry picking or saying, oh yeah, and we must embrace development. That's why you see, in the past, people were not taking past administration projects for completion. These are some of the issues that brought Liberia to where it is. So if Charles Taylor got into power and the projects that someone Doe initiated, Taylor left it, he said, no, I'm going to start my own without completing the one that Doe started, where the blueprints and the fundings are all in place. And he started doing it. He finished it, and he finished. Then, Ellen Johnson Selike should forgo that one to start her own thing without completing. So that's how you see the pattern of honor development into place in Liberia. People start to disassociate themselves with other activities that from the predecessors. You see what Ghana is succeeding? You see what Ghana and other countries are moving far ahead because they know that government is continuing. Come what may, if Atta Mill started something, Muhammad must complete it before he begin another one. And that's how the people started. And gradually, you see them fast developing. But in Liberia, so if the NPP in Ghana and how they call themselves, the other political parties say no, they're project our own. So that leader, they all around it, boy, they may want bidding. That put our own. That's secure funding for ourselves and something. When they started implementing, then they leave it. That's why you see a lot of projects not completed in Liberia because we personalize things. We lack nationalism and patriotism. Then you call yourself what person? You get education, you are very educated, but you limit your education to that of politics. What sense does it make to you? What change are you making in the society? What kind of encouragement are you giving the people who have not yet ventured in the terrain that you find yourself? Come on, my friends. We need to develop our minds and attitudes. That's why I always say when the minds are developed, the eyes will appreciate the work of the hands. Hold our project. Hold that we the ones that are and they're posting all on social media. Sometimes I say, wow. The person here that get all the degree, they're not going, the pet. And that's the time now we can see all of the documentation. Gabriel, I don't know, but God gave us grace so that we reach the point to understand that we ourselves hold the bull by its horn for the transformation of our beloved and have that love for country. Some of you, you sat in the same government, you are running the government to provide documentation for projects that you honor to. You did not. You did not. You kept the information to yourself. But today, because projects that you started and now the other people have completed it, then you show in the documentation now. You say, oh yeah, we don't want started the one. They provide the information to the people so that the people get to know the workings of your leadership. You did not. So after the whole ceremony, then you bring in all records now to show that you have track record of all of the things that you're doing. See how petty it is? So that shows that the engagement into those projects, the people were not aware because information is as important as food, water, shelter, and medication. So every step of the way, that's what the government needs to provide the adequate information to the citizens. And I said it the last time, and I continue to say to our friends in the past, immediate past leadership, this is one of the things hmm, that brought your leadership to an end because you were not providing timely information to the citizens. Now, understand, amidst the challenges that you have prospects and you make gains. But because of your personal aggrandizement, because of your lack of information dissemination, you kept all those information to yourself, and the people said that you did nothing. So at the end of it, the decision they made was to get you off because you were not meeting the needs. You were not meeting the developmental agenda you spoke about. And this also goes to you. So if you will take out the time to just be on social media as a leadership and just responding to these kinds of petty things, know that there is a time that is coming that you will need the Liberian people to understand what you are doing as a leadership. By that time, the people finish making a decision to you. So that's what I always found at our friends. They are the information ministry. Instead of you being combative, it is about time that you put into place strategy that even the low man in the country should understand the workings of government, to understand what the government is doing, what the government intend to do, or what the government has done. These are things, these are approaches that you need to take. Instead of being combative, when another person speaks, you go to respond. There are some things that you need not to respond. It need not to be respond at all. All you need to do is now understand that it is a mean to get you distracted. So if you don't know the tactics the opponent have put in place to get you distracted, now follow. It was the same strategy that was used against them. So they were more combative than explaining their own activities for the understanding of the little man. So at the end of it, the Liberian people made their decision, and the decision went against them, and you became the victor. So now, seeing yourself after you have played that game, then you are seated at the position, the same position, and applying the same old letters that the people were using, and you counteracted and you won them. What sense does it make to you? What sense does it make to you? They are all about destruction. They intend to distract you. So if you are there to be oh the other one, no, let the people get the basic information. So if you started this project and you initiated this project, fundings for this project, let the people get to know. Let the people be in the know from the start to the finish. Like what happened the last time? The procurement for or the arrangements for the yellow machine. The people were not in the know. The owners saw yellow machine pass. Oh, yeah. But there came a time for questioning. The people were so eager to know why is it that we have this machine? What is behind? What is given in exchange for this machine? So the curiosity grew so high. So now, with the involvement of the vice president going to China and on the live streaming, the Liberian people follow the step all the way. And they brought to bear the noise of this yellow machine business. It's a clear understanding for you to know that when the people are aware of the workings of the government and they follow the trends of what is being done from the initial to the climax, they grow that belief, they grow that admiration. So if there's anything that makes information and disinformation, they themselves, they are already immune to the facts. The immune system is built against misinformation and disinformation because they are aware of what is happening. You sit there and you do it behind closed door all because you want to get back or you want to, come on. At the end of the day, you hold yourself accountable. You hold yourself responsible for your actions. You hold yourself responsible for your actions. So it's not near you being around your, oh, when the other person go, you are so reactionary. Yeah, but the people need this information so that it tells us the decision. Yeah, we are experiencing hardship. Yes, these things will continue to persist because the lifestyle of yesterday cannot be compared to the lifestyle of today. So such a time, such a condition. And while you are going through this previous time, let the people get to know that there are policies being put in place, there are mechanisms being put in place so that the needed value for work will be achieved. That's why you see those screens in some areas. Not that we tend to clamp down on the citizens and hardship. Somebody say, "Oh, I mean that." I used to sell my drugs. I will get money. But yeah, me, I'm selling drugs again. So how I get money? The time high. That's why I'm not here to demonstrate or to protest. So now you as a leader or in the ranks of leadership, you should see this as a major concern in how to transform the minds of such individuals. Because they may believe back in the days he had the leverage to do the things that were not to be done, but he was given the leverage to do it. So he sees that other leadership as the best leadership. So now it is on you. It's incumbent upon you who is at hand now. Well, let's just, for instance, if an analogy of family line, this lady, mother did not teach her how to cook. All she does is to remain in bed, the other children and cook. The man use the other children to cook. Then The only thing they call her to can't eat. She can't eat. She go back to bed. She go in bed or she be on her phone. So now she grown up, got married, and the challenge began. She doesn't know how to boil getting water. The husband wants to have a meal prepared by his wife. The wife didn't even know where to start. So it becomes a serious problem for that man, right? And it becomes, it sends a negative picture on the family upbringing. Then the parents start blaming the family. Oh, your parents, you know. Then you, the family now, you, the mother of this child now, you take all of the blame. Then the child says, oh, mama, oh, mama, it's not lying. So that's how I look. So it is on you as the head now, those in leadership, to make sure to explain in detail the circumstances why this person shouldn't get involved, the danger, why the person shouldn't get involved with drugs, why you tend to clamp down on the issue of drugs. It's all because you want that person to be a good citizen. You get to explain to the person, let them see their past action and regret it and embrace the new approach in spite of they're not getting the money they used to get, but they appreciate that there is a transformation taking place in their life, or there is an approach that will cause transformation in their life instead of provocation. I see a lot of you officials on social media provoking people, provoking the situation. And these were things that you yourself went about criticizing the people that were at him. We saw the lens of then Eugene Nambwe back in the days when they were in leadership. You were all there. You had the love story and all that kind of stuff before him. You were there criticizing that approach. Say they are not sensitive to the physics implied. They are all around the place with love story and all that kind of thing. You advocated, you said the worst. Now that you are at the helm of power, you still find yourself doing the same old thing. What sense does it make? How do you think the people will take you? When you criticize the same old thing, then you come by and see yourself doing the same thing. That's what I found on you. When I see some of you who were in the front line criticizing some of the things that the past leadership did, going to entertainment center, carrying government car, you park it there for 12 cash, get to 10 o'clock in the net, wasteful spending and all the kind of thing. These are things that you criticize. Now, here you are. You find yourself even doing more. So what are you telling the people? So that only tells the citizen that you are only after yourself. You come as advocate. You come as a freedom fighter. And at the end of the day, when you have achieved your goal, then you turn your back on the people and start to do things worse than what you criticize. What sense does it make to you? And know that the people are learning along the way. Your actions are developing the sense of reasoning. You did it in time past. There will come a time that you will not do it again. Like I always say to you, do a comparative analysis with the past elections and the just ended one from 2005 to present. Look at the trend there. What are some of the developmental posture of the transformation in the electric approach? In 2005, people were printing their own t-shirts for political parties and individuals. 2017, did you see much of that? No. Other elections, and even the 23 election, did you see such a thing at a high scale? No, because people are graduating from the past and the minds are developing. So they are grabbing the sense of belonging and understanding the path through which, or the means through which you use to get them to give you power. So the people will not continue to be gullible. There is a wave of transformation that is taking place. So if you are not pragmatic, meaning if you're not practical in your approach, it will lead to the people blocking you out. So if you sit there, if among your peers you were selected to serve in government, and you sit there and say you have reached your mark, and you are around the place boastful and posting all kind of things on social media, provocation and all kind of stuff, you are injuring the chances. You are injuring the chances of your government for 2029. If you don't know, some of you need to know, and we need to tell you these things. The provocation from you officials of government, it has the tendency to injure your chances. All you need to do right now is to get engaged. Engage the issues at hand. It was a very clear understanding that the approach by the protesters, there were people amongst these individuals who had the quest, who had the desire to express their dissatisfaction, what of political lineage. But the overall, you understood that there were people who were engaged at the forefront of this thing. They were trying, they were messages. A lot of people don't sense this, right? It just felt like it was definitely about people were trying to prove supremacy. People were trying to prove that without certain group, they can stand on their own and make the public to get their attention. So you only look at the issue of politics, how to call it, the protest. Oh yeah, we go on and we're suffering that. Oh no, but there were a lot of messages that did not come to your understanding. There were a lot of messages that did not come to your understanding. Let's look at the foundation of this whole protest. Hmm? Look at the foundation. Who is the lead, or who was the lead of this whole activity? Where he came from? What was the reason of his exit? Now, coming within few months after elections, putting together a group that have stick or grab the attention of followers from his past or immediate past era he were, turning over to him and coming up with a particular engagement, national engagement. You know what message he sent out there? I was taking all of your party. I was marginalized. But here I am today to prove that I still have the authority to pull numbers. Here am I today. So a lot of people got involved with the whole thing. They did not understand the nitty gritty of it. They just got involved because of their desires, the personal desires, or the overall happiness. Are we, is everything in a country bread and butter? No. The points raised by these individuals, are they ready of importance? Yes, most of them. But that was not the real message. The real message was to show supremacy. The real message was to show distinction. So if you were on the other side and you joined the party, the engagement only shows that this person have an edge. This person have the number. Because if they could pull out the number to turn out, it shows that that person was a very great apostle, the second within the apostles. a major factor within the process. You know? So, with that being said, let us move on to the issue of this menace that we are all experiencing. Every family, one way or the other, you have an extended family member who is involved into this. It's about time that we all join ranks to say no to drugs in our country. Can we eradicate it to a certain extent? Say yes. It can be minimized. What's the level of transformation that we want to see? Let's take effort. This fight against drugs is not political or should not be political. It should be holistic and intentional, part of politics, because your child is aligned to another child who is a consumer of drugs. The distance is not far that your child or your family member will engage with that person and become a good. So let us collectively engage this process with a mindset of transformation, putting aside our differences. It's about time we look forward. We are turning 178 years as a nation. And our president said this drug issue is a national emergency. And let us take it at that. In the community, we harboring ghetto, in the forces, individuals that are there are transporters of the substance. And this is one of the means that people see as a fast earning medium. So they get engaged, but forgetting to know the trickle down effect on the generation. What kind of generation are we talking about? The youthful generation. When our citizens, our girls, our boys are all driven into drugs, what is the future? What does the future hold for this country? When all of your citizens, those who we look up to as future leaders, to take over the helm of power, when they are all drug addicts, just today your brother or your sister or your child is not part of the cartel or part of the substances intake, you feel that, oh, because my brother not there, so your brother is associated with somebody that's taking substance. The possibility of him getting into it is 50-50. So the earlier we approach the issue and eradicate and minimize it, the better becomes for all of us. My family, thank God, transformation is taking place. So if I sit here and keep tight-lipped on this issue, I will injure myself because the possibility of my family member getting engaged with it again is there. So let us draw right, put aside our political affiliation or political ideology, unite and fight these minutes. So learn on August 7th, there will be a mass gathering at the capital to petition our leaders. Enough is enough when it comes to importation of drugs. That being said, 0887 105 105 0778 665 073. The numbers to call this morning. Let's talk about the issue of development. Any our people development, especially from the rate of our government. Government is continuing it, but they all on social media and all kind of people thing and all kind of people thing. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fight against drugs as well. 0887 105 105 0778 665 Those are the numbers to call. Let's talk about these things. It has to do with our country. It has to do with our families. It has to do with ourselves. Not till we stand divided. Please, the volume of your radio.
Get all right. Good morning.
Good morning. What's the name and you join us from where?
This is Long Killer from Brownsville.
Let's hear you.
Brother, just get into what you said, all the things you explained this morning. I have my son. I'm going to begin to us. And I will be happy to see other children. And I always saying this one child in the country can spoil 100 children. Because some will get linked with that one, and tomorrow you get 15. So for the mothers arising up, with y'all, with y'all on that day because we have other neighbor children, so they regretting seeing their children to the other life. And you come to the government, taking in someone project. If you know that this project are someone trying to accomplish in 2 years, then you first give the attention to cut them. That today you want to know that the project was through your influence in happening. When you take it 6 months to build all the people to press around, you feel like you're behind the camera or someone come and suppress their life. Try to make us see the reality of government. Then you come, actually you the one where you will pay. You hire a contractor. You can't even afford to pay their money. You can't even give them their money. Contract was just packing. Let's get to say this contract just in the tech zone. Then we come see people that try to put the country first, try to make us to wake up in this country, and you get people in the corner thing that they have project. You think you're going to accomplish your project. What are you going to do it? Since they're in power. They're using what to accomplish the prayer. They're not they're doing. This is shame to them to that generation. Thank you.
0778 Let us be polite and uphold the of the airwaves. 087 105 105 0778 665 and that is to call this morning in advance of the positive show right here on FM 105.1. Look out, say to my friends, the bus stop being bus. We sit on a very platform. Who are we? We are citizens, regardless of your political belief, regardless of your religious belief. We are all citizens of Mama like me. Let's go to the line and talk to this person. Good morning. 0778 this is the 0778 665 Let us put countries first. Good morning.
Yeah, thank you. President, good morning.
Good morning to the many listeners on this radio. My name is Kelvin. My son is Kelvin. I'm from Caldwell, Station 11.
Just hear you.
Thank you. I listened on the conversation. But you said in the intro, right? The pillars of our constitution was Lord Jacob. Thinking is about spiritual because the provision of the constitution, that is the first article of our constitution is very clear. It says the power is given to the people, right?
Mhm.
We are the people. They are not Kenyans. They are not Tanzanians. They are not Nigerians. They are not parents. The constitution gives us status as the parents. I take the
on some of the dedication made by our president. The government is starting to develop this transition has been a serious problem for Liberia. Today, President Bota is president of the fight are going back to local, going to Bon Country, going to Bonny, to Cape Town. Just yesterday, the president dedicated a secondary school at a state of the art in Bon Country. This president also part of the fight that Liberia has been backward. To facilitate the freedom of others, and let's part under the leadership of collaboration before the political party somewhere. And I can rest assure you, we'll have something to show. To say, yeah, this is what I did on our team. You know what the CDC, they were here a few years ago, the violator of the law, the people dying in the school, mysteriously, there was no people. The president told us we should be secure by ourselves. No! As a head of state, you are responsible for your phasing.
Hello? Hello? Okay, we lost that caller. 0778 0887-105-105. Our number to call this morning, chime on the issue of development and the fight against drugs. Let's go to the line for this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
How are you? What's your name? And join us somewhere.
I am very for you, Charlie.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much for the topic of discussion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. My brother. No, why we talking about poverty don't know education, poverty don't know OT, poverty don't know who you are. Poverty can mean anything. Poverty can mean your own objectivity can be different. You getting me?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we don't have anything in the country. We coming to be independent, need to be one or two things or something for 3 to 4 hundred working for 2,000 a year. You don't look at black, you still are green. You don't look at yellow, you still are red. But because of the poverty, now food because of poverty. Number one, this one time people are protest. My brother will still fight you for the person who use our language saying that, oh, I was telling George, was telling government in power, yeah, the protection for our job. If you think if that person, you what me saw that person not to know, because if you help arrest the person,
You should.
because the thing I was people nobody will be there. To go say people from Kenya I was telling George, was telling government in power. I tell you the go stop George I was reading after that and acting a program. They are not program government will arrest that person now. Am I right?
Well, I cannot justify.
This what arresting. I was saying that's what arresting. And that's what arrest the person. Man, I do a program. You know what George doing to have people in country and you saying if you see your child neighbor, you take an higher problem for this thing about 2, 3, 4, 5 things for now. What will happen to your home? So what other find job? Hello?
I'm here.
Yeah. Find job. You know the time to people and what up your policy. You don't take that to fighting Benin. You should take fighting for there. You should take fighting. You say, oh, the other person was there, yes, I'm happening, that will happen. Hold on, the property taking. If you work for your own independent, you're not there to praise nobody. But now I just sell a property taking for all. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. 0778-65-073-0887-105-105. Our numbers for this morning on Passport the Positive Show right here on FM 105. We are talking about development and all of the hula balloons, hold on my project and our project, hold we the one initiated the project. also looking at the issue of how can we fight this menace in our society. This is a national disaster. This is a national emergency. Collectively, we can fight this. The hospital itself cannot stand. To the telephone line. Good morning. Good morning.
Is it wrong?
Love FM? Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Wood.
This is so childish, you know. We all know government is continuity. No government, even it was your turn, and just rather. So if even a representative, okay, you continue with what
Your
your
predecessor.
colleague started. I don't think it's about Jesus station. It's the childish thing. Let me give you a color chance, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's so petty. That's why politics are done to our people. People we hide as team. People we see as people that we can follow to fire high education and military themselves with the bottom line here and the clarity here is government is controlling. Whether you the one started or you the one ending it, government is controlling it. That's for which the backwardness of Liberia, because we see that oh, saying that Mary Martha started here, I get from head there. Let's get to this line. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you?
Okay, I'm good. You are this. You are calling again. When I tell you something about people that can't understand the culture, this politician never did. It's really like you never talk about people. Okay, the Somalia people, who went and open that road? Who went? On the whole regime is that road. Those are the military, the administration. Now who? So that's what we feel in this country. When you feel the Liberian people, you can just you tell a child, you don't send your child to school, you register the child, then you don't pay the child school fees, someone will support the child graduating until you have a son, you wear gum, all the graduation, they ask you don't want to give the full support. So whenever government have to allow their country, there's a very for themselves before they take for them. Let it keep taking our project. It's all our open period. Then they go check, they get read, they get what they get follow. All the government, they are never follow crap. They web or Papa when and they open. All the government, if you see the government, then they go and read that law. Nothing going on. It came from the past, your heading during studies, it still was the complete. It came from the people that say their project, they come and they fulfill the project, their project. Their own project started, it was all the double that they were doing, when they handed the bill, the project started their father, bringing such a club for young people. They only people that they are talking about, it was a thing called on our project. They got talking about the stop them from telling coach, you want to do this. Give my number, call me. I may not see no metal street in every car they want to work on. They have grown up gas, what is the part there for them? They're not establishing the board. We are still a problem with power. This country, where one point happen in this country, it will never happen in Ghana, watch out. They will be the best and the best for our children and our children to come. Thank you.
0778665073. To the issue, um, quote unquote, not paying attention to details and other things that were not in the interest of the Liberian people. There were some prospects and gains. There were gains during the past regime amidst the challenging moments. So we must single out those gains and not vilify the entire leadership because there were gains being made during leadership as well. Good morning.
Good morning.
The name and join us from
So my name is Thomas Salis and I call you from Ghana's New Georgia.
Woman, let's hear you.
So let me say thank you for the Thanks so much for the work that you guys are doing. Now, government is something with it that we suppose is to be the fundamental issue when it comes to government. When a particular government is in power, when he or she starts the project, then at the time of state or all administration, they are unable to fulfill that project. The next administration that will succeed after the administration to be able to continue it so it can be for the benefit of the citizens. Now, what makes it a little bit encouraging is the fact that when you are completing a project and then you fail to acknowledge the fact that your predecessor they have started this work under your administration, you are ending it, then it becomes the talking point of the day. Now, I've got an example when Madam Emma Glasgow, under her administration at the NAPA, invested that particular building at the State University. During the dedication process of that particular building, it came now NAPA board. After he did all the first speech, he refused to acknowledge the fact that it was under Madam Emma Glasgow that this particular project came to fruition. Who took the courage to acknowledge Madam Emma Glasgow was the power university. This was acknowledge the fact that Madam Emma Glasgow under her administration, this project started. When President George here was doing the dedication of the Ellen Johnson study administrative conference, he acknowledged the fact because of the work of Madam Ellen Johnson study, he had to leave the building in honor of Madam Ellen Johnson study. That is showing gratitude to the predecessor. If you do that, then you are moving on a smooth path. But if you want to dedicate the project, honor your predecessor, how you will your predecessor started, and then you try to even recognize and see up to use your work effort that they contribute, then it means you are not showing gratitude to your predecessor. When people start to talk the way they are talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You made a point, and I always say to us, gratitude is very important, even at the level of your family. You, as a parent, send this child to do something, and this child went out to do the thing, but did not do it well. In as much that child needs the courage to go and do that thing, but did not do it the way, firstly, appreciate the efforts that the child in different disciplinary methods did wrong, but the child really went to do it, did not do it. So gratitude. That's what I continue to say to us. Let us get engaged with this call for the restatement of the teaching of civics in our schools. When our schools are teaching the students civics, we won't have these kinds of conversation. Oh, whether government are continuity or whether government is not, because we lack the education, we lack the basis. So at the end of the day, we try to conversations that are not even worth having. You say, my brother, I agree with you. We must be knowledgeable and extend gratitude to people who have contributed to a certain level. Yes, it is important. We have a few minutes to go. 0887-105-105-0778 665-073 0778 087-105-105 are the numbers for this morning part of the positive show right here on Love FM 105.1. My name is Rufus divine canon. Waiting your call. Like I was saying, the boss begin with us, journalists. The transformation of this country, it begins with us, journalists. What the guy? What we for saying here? I ain't going. We're not carrying the. Come on, let me tell you. I always love to read for us creed of China. You know why I normally do that? Uh, is to know, into a terrain. Hmm? When you enter into a terrain, know about that terrain, what that terrain calls for. So our creed as journalists states in that quote, I believe in the profession of journalism. I believe that the public joiner is a public trust. Underscore the word trust. That all connected with it are to the full measure of their responsibility. Underscore the word responsibility. Trustees of the public, that acceptance of a lesser service, then the public service is a betrayal of this trust. And further to say, I believe a journalist should write only what he holds in his heart to be. I believe that suppression of the news or any consideration other than the welfare of society is indefensible. I believe that no one writes as a journalist what won't say, he won't say as a gentleman. That bribery by one's own pocketbook is as much to be a body as bribery by the pocketbook of another. That individual responsibility may not be escaped by pleading another's instructions or another's dividend. Understand here this part. Trust and responsibility. You hold the public trust as journalists. Take a survey. Listen to radio stations. Listen to talk shows around here. What are we learning from them, including mine? What are we learning? Are we only there to open lines in the morning and allow people to rain insults at leaders? Are we only there to sit here and defend the government? Are we only there to allow the citizens to only listen to negative things and not talking about positive things, as well as putting out the ills in society for transformation? Where is the trust? Where is the responsibility? We as journalists to the public. You hear now, some of you listening, and if I come up and say something on this radio, and you go to court, you say, where you heard it? I heard it on the radio. You have that trust because what you believe, whatever comes from the radio, is authentic. Because journalism calls for the ABC, being accurate, balanced, it must clear, it must have clarity. With that concept you have in your mind, whatever comes from the radio is authentic. But I sit here and provide misinformation, disinformation, all because under the supervision or the instruction of a particular politician or a political party for my personal quest. Or the government will say my personal aggrandizement. Forgetting to know that the public trusts is in me. The public see me as a person who should be providing the basic information. on a very timely basis and with clarity and distinction. So that settles the decision making. But today, listen to radios around you, listen to talk shows, listen to presenters. The sacredness of this noble profession is no longer upheld by most of us. We don't care. You hear a journalist sit on the radio and aligning himself with a political party, our party. Where is the trust? Where is the confidence? The public trust. How can the public trust you? When you are aligned to a particular political party, what will you say if even they are in the wrong? All you do is to shield. So the must begin with us. We must carry on an overhaul within the media. The media needs scrutiny. In other countries, like the Ghana, not just everyone get on a radio or get on the airways to spare out information that will bring the country at standstill or put the country at harm's way. No. Say this man call. PUL needs to stand up, not as a toothless bulldog. The proliferation of media institutions, oh yes, is good. But are we safeguarding the airways from things that will plunge our culture and its people into chaos? We are not. And at the end of the day, when the situation escalates, then we shoot ourselves. We hide ourselves. When we sit on our very platform where we should be providing education, information, we are abusing the minds, especially of the young people, using imperatives. Back in the day, you listen to radio, lot of imperatives. But you hear a talk show hosted on the radio and using the F word. What sense does it make to us? Where are we heading? The media needs serious concern. The media needs serious overhaul. A lot is happening now. Social media made it very, very easy. Anybody can get smartphone and you can openly know you journalists. We are not following the ethical standard. It's my passionate plea to all of us, especially to our mother board, BUL. Inasmuch we have laws that back us for libel, slander, and all the kinds of things, let us work in the confines of the organic law of our law. Know that where your right ends is where someone own begins. So stepping your bounds, raining insults at people because you sit on the platform, you have the opportunity to sit on the platform that is not listened to by the people who are directed to litigate in that terrain. So you feel that it's all right. There is life after the microphone. There is life after the microphone. And I feel so proud. It's better to have the little than to have the multitude and doing the wrong thing. I feel proud of following ethical standard. I know our society is gullible. It is polarized with politics. The sensible ones are being led by the ones who are politically driven, and they all have created a rank for themselves, looking at good. Now, let's say this. Not because everyone doing it makes it right. We must read between the lines. Not because of the multitude that is actually involved with it makes it right. No. They may be doing the wrong thing for their personal reasons. That doesn't make it right. So many thanks to all of you who put forth your calls. We appreciate your participation. We acknowledge that the involvement in this discourse, one way or the other, have caused a level of transformation in somebody's mind that is listening. And let us be that agent of positive change. The God will say there are two things in this life. We always remember the problems we create and the problems we solve. We must take responsibility of two things in our lives, our fortune and our misfortune. So how God be said in that quote, the difference between what we do and what we are capable of doing is solve the voice problem, unquote. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I lead in order for personal of hope are destined for greatness. In union, strong success, God above our rights to prove we over all hearts and hands, our country's cause defending, we rule with valor tending. Two times a wonderful Godless day. Follow the rest of our broadcast.